Got started with a pair of wins, both comfortable, 77-59 over Lewis and 70-51 over William Jewell. I kind of want to start with the Lewis game. A career high for Mac, double-doubles for Joe and Anna, balanced shooting and scoring from the whole team. I have to imagine it's very encouraging, especially early in the season, to see that we can have a night where Joe doesn't have to do everything and has some scoring help.
Definitely. We talked about it, right away I talked about it in my interview process as well. Joe's a great player. We all know that. Preseason, first team. She's across the board. Great player, great person. She needs help. And we vocalized that, and for Mac to come off and play the way that she did and to score all those points, she just said, Coach, I was just hitting my shots. It felt great. I was like, yes, it felt great for us too. And then to have everybody else too, like knowing that you have other people who are capable of just grabbing rebounds and doing those little things defensively, offensively, having two people having double doubles is huge. Kayla hitting her shots from the 3-point line. But not only that, just we got to play a bunch of people on top of it. So a lot of people got in and could do just a little bit that helps us be really good. And Lewis is a good team. They had everybody back from the last 2 years. And we came out and we were ready to go, and it's always fun when you shoot the ball really well. That makes the game a lot of fun for us.
And you could make the case that the next day against William Jewell, as a unit, the Cats were even better, even more cohesive. Again, really balanced scoring, 4 players in the double figures, 15 assists to just 5 turnovers,
Yes.
Shot the ball really well in the fourth quarter and went on a big run to kind of put the game out of reach there. So how do you feel about the way that just from day to day, team feels like, not that the Cats didn't play good against Lewis, but it felt like even better against William Jewell the next day?
The biggest thing that we talked about too at the beginning of the year is consistency. And we don't know who it's going to be right now. We got a little bit of everybody stepping up, which is huge. But making sure that we're ready to play and that every game is important. You can't just highlight 1 or 2 games on the schedule. Every game that you go out there, you're representing Northern. You're doing the best way possible, and you're doing whatever you can to get that win. I was very pleased that second game. Again, we had a bunch of different people. We played a bunch of different people as well. And for us having 1 turnover at halftime, I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like, if we can continue doing that, obviously that would be great. And then shooting the ball well. We talk about it every day in practice. We preach it. It's game shots every time that you shoot the ball. It's speeding up and being ready and prepared and calling for that ball because you want to get that basket and you want to give that assist to your teammate. When you can have double digits assists too, it's great. But also when we shot the ball very well, but we had 15 offensive boards that first day, and we had 10 the second. If we can get double-digit offensive boards out of it, and you're shooting well, like you're just giving yourself a very good opportunity to get that victory.
Talk about some of the other parts of the trip. You guys catch the flight out there for your first game as head coach here. You go through Arrowhead Stadium. Looked like that was awesome, but I guess just talk about that. Trying to have fun, keep the mood light, but honestly, like you said, you got to lock in because those 2 teams are great teams.
We talked about it obviously on our way down. This is a business trip before we even left. And I'm like, yeah, it's fun. We get to get on an airplane, we get to travel there and really enjoy. Our alumni kind of helped us with getting set up with the stadium, and the tour was amazing and the people were amazing. But then afterwards, obviously, we're there for a business trip. We're there to play 2 games and to get 2 wins. And that's how we approached it. And each day, it was great. Like we said, we had about 12 hours after our win against Lewis, and we turned the switch right away. We got William Jewell next. So it was a fun trip. That's one of our goals every game, is to have fun and to enjoy it. You'll see me going crazy on the sideline and jumping up and down just like they are. But again, you got to get the job done, and it's fun when things are going really well. We had a little adversity in that William Jewell in that third quarter. We were kind of going back and forth a little bit, but when we could turn it on at that end and have a really good fourth quarter, that was huge.
And Coach, like you said, the Cats really shot the ball well over the course of the games, in particular Kayla Tierney, who was just like lights out. And it felt like that was something that really held the team back a lot last season, was just inconsistent outside shooting, which of course is a big problem in a post-heavy offense like the Cats were running in particular last season. So how does that open things up for the rest of your offense, just having those hot shooters and being able to shoot the ball that well from the outside?
It makes my job really easy. But Kayla is a 3-point shooter for us, and she knows that. And we talk about it when she's shooting, again, in practice, like you have to have that quick release. You have to be ready to go. It's not, you wait for game time to kind of turn it on. You can't do that. So, again, it's the consistency. I think she had those shots last year, but with what she's doing consistently and making sure that she has the confidence to do it, I think was a big thing. You'll hear me yell, shoot it on the sideline, because you gotta have a little bit of everything from everybody. You gotta contribute multiple ways. If you can have them hitting the outside shots, it's gonna open up the inside for the post play. We can run the floor. She hit a couple in transition, which was huge. Now I'm trying to get her to be a little bit more greedy and call for that ball when you're open, because if we can get you the shots when you're hot, like, let's take advantage of that and get some more points on the board.
So then this week, at Minnesota Crookston, at Southwest Minnesota State. Your thoughts on those matchups, Coach?
It's, again, we're taking them one day at a time. So Crookston first. We have them on Thursday. It's a nice little road trip for us. So once we drive over there, we're practicing along the way. And they didn't win a ton of games last year, but it's always scary because they're a brand new team this year. We're a brand new team this year. We're just taking it that one day at a time. They got a really tall 6'3" post player, Fox, who is very good. Very effective, and then they got a couple freshman point guards. They got a freshman shooter who can knock down shots. It's gonna be our defense, really. And again, we got to take advantage of us rebounding, and having a 6'3" player. You got to make sure we're boxing out and doing those little things to get things done. But if we can handle the ball like we did this last weekend, we faced a press. And then we also faced a half-court man-to-man, which that's what we're going to see against Crookston, I feel like, is a half-court man-to-man. If we can take care of the ball, we'll be all right.